All Forever Worlds are an individual journey. They are beautiful projects that portray someone's character, their imagination, and ultimately their progression as a player. But what if I told you that all of that progression that a player makes could be captured inside just one building? A building which inhabits a purpose to reflect all of your hard work back at you, and then just as you're not expecting it, it somehow highlights the next patch of land for you to get started on. Well, whatever that build may be, it sounds pretty useful, so that is exactly what we're going to work on today. But ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Forever World, and I must say, it's a pleasure to have you here. We are just about 7 or 8 episodes in. I think it's 8 now, but we're about 7 or 8 episodes in, and we have been building a lot. We've been making a lot of progress. Last episode, if you did get to catch that, we were out building the automatic village in the northeast, and we made a lot of good progress with 3 farms, being a cactus farm, an iron farm, and a villager breeder. In that last video, I did ask for name suggestions for the automatic village, and I'm terribly sorry because after uploading the video, I thought of a name and got very attached to it, so it kind of was already named as it was uploaded. I'm so sorry. But the automatic village is now called Buffer Island because of the obscene amount of lag that's probably to come as we make more farms. However, today we are not building in Buffer Island. We are coming back to the mainland and expanding out of Woolington, which is this little village behind me. Now, as you can see, as we are leaving Woolington, we are surrounded by quite a few mountains, and today's job is going to be right on the peak up there. It is quite a distance away over there. If we hop into FreeCam and have a look, yeah, we're talking about quite a long distance away. And as I mentioned in the last video, I think it's vital that everything is accessible by foot and accessible by horse, and so we're making sure that we do that in this world. So the situation that we find ourselves in now, and what I hazard a guess we'll find ourselves in again, is that we need a little bit of infrastructure, and in this scenario we need ourselves a nice bridge right here. There is no better way to look at a brand new bridge than from this angle down here. Me and Post, cut back to episode 1 when I was saying that my favourite part of this world is the water and the lakes.
The view that you get from this entrance from the water is really, really cool.
Did you cut it? Did you do it? Well, anyway, as I said, my favourite part of this world has always been the water and the lakes that run through this stretch of land that we've been building on. So, come on, man. So something about these bridges that I'm making is really satisfying because it's a view from the boats down below when I decide to take a little boat trip through these waters that I love so much. But anyway, let's have a proper little look at this bridge here. This bridge to me has turned out very nicely. I'm very happy with it. So it's going to be a great way to get us over to this next plot of land and make our way eventually over to the mountain on the left, like we said. But the next issue that you can see is probably very obvious, and it's that there is this mammoth forest blocking our way to that mountain that we're eventually going to end up at. Now, this forest here is a project for another day, a build that's going to go on it, I don't know yet. For now, we just need a way of traversing through this forest a bit nicer to get ourselves to here. So I think a start to a world path really is going to be our best bet in tying these two areas together. Paths and roads are one of the single greatest things that you can add into your world. Instead of being way up in the sky with your wings, it forces you to be grounded down here instead. And what a path seems to do is you'll start to notice perspectives in your world that you might have otherwise missed. So because of that, a path is therefore amazing for inspiration and avoiding these things like burnout, because you're unknowingly planning exciting projects or builds literally just by walking around your world. The other great thing about them, and I would say probably the best thing about having a world path, is that it creates immersion in your world. If you sort of widen the scope of what just a normal path could be in your Minecraft world, connecting, A to B, then it starts to become what I've been calling a world path. What other people call it that is not, I didn't invent that. But a world path is where everything in your world is connected by this one singular road. And the benefit of a world path is if you make a build hundreds and hundreds of blocks away, you will always have sight of the path that will lead you back to that build, which gives this sense that nothing in your world is too far away or, you know, inaccessible or something. Overall, well, I'm not saying overall. In summary, a path is an amazing thing for world building, and I can't wait to extend this path to all the other projects that I'm yet to start. But anyway, it seems that we've hit a bit of a checkpoint in the pathway, so let's go have a look. I have not been to this village in a long time. Now, I have been here before. If I go over here, look, I have a little bit of a wheat farm here. This was right from when I moved to this area and I had no food source. And I think I was just using bread at the time, which is really pathetic. But I have not been back since. It's a very odd shaped village. If you look around, there is these weird cliffs and things, and you know, I've got to hop over here. To be fair, it's probably just weird generation, but it's actually a very cool village. I think it's meant to be going this way, cutting across the land, and it's made it generate very strangely because it's going partially up that mountain and partially up the one behind this house here. I think what I'm going to do is take on a little bit of a side quest and tidy up this village, you know, make it a little bit more accessible for the villagers that are in it, because, well, this is a prime example. This guy's walking about on the roof. I don't want to detract from the shape of this village because I think it's unique and very cool, but we're going to spend a little bit of time tidying it up and making it a bit easier to access. So let's do that very quickly right now. Ladies and gentlemen, we have finished the village. You might be able to tell with how things are dotted about in this village, but none of this was planned at all. If we can find a spot to tie up our horse here, I'll have a little look around. But yeah, the original plan was to just tidy up pathways like this, but I got very carried away. As you can see, there's actually no animals in this hut. Can I see an animal to put in there? Can I see one? Can I see one? Yes. Oh, there's no way this works. Nearly there. Come on. Nearly there. And you are now trapped for eternity. But yeah, as I was saying, we got a little bit carried away and started some things that I wasn't really planning for initially. There was the old wheat farm here that I used very early into this world, and I've just made it a little bit tidier by adding a dedicated area for there, a dedicated area for carrots, and surrounding it with a little bit of a nicer wall. The main part of this village, though, is obviously this giant, I don't know, reservoir? What would you call this? We're going to go with reservoir. This giant reservoir going through the center of the village, connecting the two natural lakes on both sides that were once cut off, and then the dirt bridge sitting and or transferring you between each island. Jesus, can't get my words out. But anyway, we've got the mine here, which is quite nice. And for some odd reason, I felt like a maze fit here. So if we make our way through, weave in between these bushes, don't fall for this, and eventually reach the end, we have a little secret passageway, which nicely leads on to the mine entrance. I thought that was quite a cool addition, cool little Easter egg. And last but not least, we have some signs that are pointing you to the various points of interest in the world. We've got Wellington, we've got Buffer Island, a viewpoint up there where what I'm going to talk about is this right here. If we come up here, we have a pleasantly placed chair where we can take a seat, play a record, and have a look at that mountain up there. I think me talking about what's going to go on this mountain is long overdue, and I'm not going to keep you waiting any longer. As you saw on that sign a second ago, the plan is that there's going to be a map room on top of this mountain, and what I'm going to do is start making the pathway up to this mountain whilst we talk about it. So why all this fuss for a map room? Let's take the average player, for example. When they load into a new world, they have a pretty clear goal of gearing up and getting themselves ready to defeat the Ender Dragon. And once they do get to the end and inevitably manage to defeat that dragon, then what is the goal after that? It's not as clear cut. There is no boss to defeat. I mean, there's the Wither, let's say, but it's pretty easy for you at that point when you're all geared up. So in my eyes, it leaves the player in the overworld thinking, what do I do now? But after some tossing and turning of what to do next, that player is going to realize that they need to entertain themselves, and they can do that by filling up this beautiful world around them. So even if it was a pretty hard pill to swallow, the player is going to realize that what they have to do next is make something. And every time they finish making something, they're going to realize again that, what do I have to do? Oh yeah, I have to make something else, and it's a never-ending cycle. So circling back to the map room, why is that going to be so helpful? Well, what it does is it covers a large area of space, however large you want it to be. And every time you finish a build, you can come back to your map room, and not only will you see the progression that you've made be reflected on this map, but it will also reveal a new area for you to start working on. For me, a map room feels so important, and I cannot wait to make one in this world so I can track my progress and have an endless source of ideas of where to build next. Why did no one tell me how infuriating it is to collect maps? I sort of ran out of sugarcane, even though I have a sugarcane farm. I ran out, and my little baby sugarcane farm wasn't producing it fast enough. To make the maps, you need 8 pieces of paper. To widen the maps, you need a piece of paper. And for all the rockets you need to go and, search the maps, you need paper. So yeah, the lack of paper made this take quite a while. No, not the huge spontaneous mountain. No, that didn't take long at all. What I've done on the way up, which I think is quite nice, is I've placed these little fence patterns where I think that there's a lovely view. I think that this is worth having a look at, and we're definitely going to fill out the space here, the space up there, the space here. So this is going to get very full one day, and we're going to have a lovely view over everything. We have another view up here, which I would argue is even better. And last but not least, the grand entrance to the map room. I'm so happy with this. I can't wait to just build stuff now. This is what it does. You have this huge map area, and you're seeing places to build on. All of this is free land. Seriously, a map room is something that you should build. It doesn't have to be this big. I mean, look, let me go show you the map room that I was using before. This is what I was using before. You can see it's literally just what was over there, but Digi version. But there's so much room just on this little map that needs filling up anyway, so you don't need to have a giant one like the one over there. It's a little bit for show, I'm not gonna lie, but it looks cool. But obviously we are not done here. I have 3 more things that I want to do, and they should be pretty quick. Number one, which we're going to get on with very quickly, is we have torches placed around this world. I've actually done these ones already, but we have torches which cause lag. I've already started a little bit here by replacing the torches with glowstone, and that's what we're going to do in areas like this where we've still got torches in our land. I don't know if you know, but these little particles, wait, there, that little particle is causing lag in my world. And you know what else is causing lag? This. Map rooms definitely do cause lag. That is probably the biggest downside. I mean, I'm doing all right. I think I'm on 60 FPS. I'm fine. But just to reduce any chance of lag, what we're going to do is we're going to take some of this glowstone here, replace any torches in the area where possible, and make it a little bit more efficient. Okay, now that that is all out of the way, I think you're probably at this point pretty sick of me yabbering on. So out of the 2 things that we have left to do, what I'm going to do is get on with the best part of the video, which is obviously making the build. We have a gorgeous looking build that's going to go on top of this, and I'm very excited to show you. So without further ado, let's just get cracking on that. And ladies and gentlemen, just like that, we are done with the build, and oh my word, does it look cool. This build is absolutely one of my favorite things that I've ever made. I just love the way that it sits in the background, sort of in the corner of your eye as you're taking a tour around the world. You can just see it up there on the mountain. It looks great. Even though I did randomly decide to, revamp this whole mountain, I definitely think it was worth it, and I'm glad I did it. This mountain was quite ugly beforehand, I don't know if you remember. But yeah, it was so worth revamping it and just adding these kind of stony cliff faces. I think it looks great. The whole shape looks so much better. Let me just grab my horse and we'll head over there now. Oh my god, I'm so proud of this. If I just pop you on the fence outside, it looks so cool inside. I love it. I love it to bits. I mean, it's just empty. It's an empty building, but the amount of glass used just makes it feel so atmospheric. Oh, we're missing a block. I think that I need to make some sort of church next, because this build is a lot more ornate than a lot of the builds you see today. A lot of the stuff that I do, I often use gradients, and this is definitely not like that. It's, as I say, it's more ornate and detailed, and I think I would get a lot of enjoyment out of making a very detailed church. So maybe that'll come next. I don't know. We definitely need something on this mountain. So, but anyway, I'd love to hear what you guys think about this. I think it looks lovely, but let me know if you think there's anything that I can add or change or do better next time, and I'll be sure to take a look, because we are learning as we're going, and that is one of the joys of Minecraft. Before we end out this video though, we have one last thing to do. Oh wait, actually, I need to update this map. Aha! Before we finish out this video, we have one thing to do, and it is a neat little trick, which I don't know if a lot of you guys know. If you take a banner and place it here and then tap the map on the banner. I've probably explained that terribly, Jesus. If you take a banner, name it in an anvil, place the banner, tap it with one of these pieces of map, then that name will show up on the map. I've not actually done it before, but we have a lot of areas that do need naming, so let's just give that a quick go, and I think it'll add a lot of world building and a lot of immersion to our map, which is one of the main things that we're going for in this world. So let's just get on to that quick. And I think I'm going to put the last banner right here, and if we tap it with the right map, there we go. And the video will be complete when we plonk these 3 maps in here, and we are done. That is perfect. So without further ado, I think we're ready to wrap up this video. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? This video has been a long time in the making, and I definitely got a little bit too carried away when I was, you know, just deciding to randomly make a whole custom mountain and a whole custom village when my only plan was this thing behind me. I definitely did get a bit carried away, but who cares? It was fun. Oh, also, I just want to say thank you very much for the love on the last video. It's now my most viewed video, which is crazy. I appreciate that a lot. So yeah, thanks for enjoying that last one. But we'll leave this video here. I hope to see you in the next one. If you enjoyed this one, let me know down below. And yeah, I'll see you later.